Welcome back to the channel, everybody. It's semi-original guy, aka Mr. Cannon from Advanced Wars by Web, bringing you another live league game of the day. Today we are playing on It's Been Decided How We Lose. This is a standard matchup with triple base, double comm tower, and airport support. So this will be a very high powered matchup here. Now, our combatants today are Stesspela and Shroomstah, playing as Hawk and playing as Nell. So Hawk, as a day-to-day ability, will get plus 10% firepower on all of his units across the board. His normal co-power will do 1 damage globally and heal his units by 1. And his super co-power will do 2 damage globally and heal all of his units by 2. So Hawk is a all-round good pick in general for the old tier 1. Now we also have Nell. Nell used to be considered a broken CO, but for some matches and some maps in general, she has been moved down to tier 1. Now, Nell, as a day-to-day ability, will get up to plus 19% luck. So anywhere from 0 to 19% luck is what she will have. And her normal co-power will increase her luck to up to 59%, and her super co-power will increase her luck to 99%. So, when you think of it in terms like that, she can potentially one-shot anything on the field with any unit. So, incredibly powerful CO. Now, personally, when it comes to this matchup here, this is actually one of the matchups that I like the most in Advanced Wars by Web. And this is one of the reasons why I'm going to be showcasing this match today. Because I like the dynamic of Hawk facing Nell. Because Nell can do a lot of damage with her luck, but Hawk can heal it up. So it's really going to come down to the rolls at the end of the day here. And quite a bit of tactics for sure. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get into this one and see what went down in the live league today. Alrighty folks, you guys know the deal. First few turns, it is the standard infantry builds, because you gotta get the infantry on the field, folks. It is the #1 priority in Advanced Wars by Web. Alright, both players are going for that neutral base at the moment. Now, if you do want to get double comm tower on this map, you do need to rush your butt over to the middle of the map and capture one of the center comm towers. And you also are going to need to capture your airport and then funnel a transfer copter all the way to the corner and grab a comm tower that way. There is no other way to actually grab that comm tower. So, that means that somebody, whether it's only one player or maybe 2 players or both of them, who knows, you know? But somebody's going to have to build a transport copter and send their units over there. Now, when we're playing in the live league, it is very important to have the property advantage, because we do know that after 30 days, the game is over, and whoever has the most properties at that point is determined as the winner. So capturing the extra property in the corner is very, very important. So we got day 5. And we are just continuing the captures. You know, there's not really anything too out of the ordinary at the moment. Now, Shroom has gone ahead and built his first tank on the field out of the bottom. So technically, this is more of the weak side over here, but your weak side's job is to protect the HQ and acquire the airport. So that's the job of the weak side over here. The strong side is to attack the airport and the HQ. So I can definitely see the merit in having a tank down there for sure. Now, Stesspela decides to go on the attack and build a tank over here in response. So, Stesspela is going to be bringing the attack to the HQ, and Shrew is going to be defending the HQ. Builds an artillery, which is very nice. So, using all the funds available to you at the moment, busting out the artillery. I think artillery definitely have some potential on this map. Now, there's a lot of planes on this map, so it is like you're able to move around quite a bit, but there are a few areas where there are some chokes. You know, we got a choke right here. We have a choke right here by the HQ. There is a choke right here. You know, so there's lots of places where an artillery could go. Probably like notable location would just be like right around the HQ, like maybe plop it on the city, maybe plop it on the forest. You can get coverage on the comm tower, you can get coverage on this property right here. think that would be a nice little spot for it. Now, Stesspela has 10k in the bank, so he doesn't necessarily need to go artillery. He could just go another tank here. Yeah, he's going to go tank on the weak side over here. So he's going to be forcing Shroom to build a tank on this side, or build something in order to counter that tank. So, very nice indeed. So we plop the arty on the city. Very nice. Very nice. Nice defensive terrain. Now, luck is sort of mitigated a little bit by defense. So, if you are on defensive terrain, that will negate, well, the luck, you know? So, very important to get heavy terrain when you're fighting now. You don't want to be caught out in the open on one of these shoals when you're fighting now. That's just a bad idea. Now, Stess decides to do a very smart move here. So he moves the tank onto the comm tower. Now, the comm tower can't actually be captured by Shroom at the moment, but he denies the possibility of, you know, anything moving on it too. So he's basically taking that comm tower out of the equation for Shroom, unless Shroom wants to do some sort of a move in order to actually grab it. Now, Stess also brings his second tank down here instead of building it up here, which is actually a really good move. So why is that a good move, you might ask? Well, we have lots of infantry here, and we don't really have a lot of defenders, and that's fine, because we're really close to reinforcement range over here from this base. But you bring the tank up here, that forces a tank buy over here and doesn't force a tank buy over here, and this guy actually takes an extra like 2 days to get over here, whereas this guy can get down here pretty quick, right? So technically this is a really good play for sort of catching your opponent off guard in a certain area. So hats off to Stessi for that move. I think that's a pretty solid move. Now, Shroom could potentially go up and attack this tank, but if he decides to do that, he is going to be in range of a reinforcement, right? So he will get blasted, possibly to smithereens, if he goes up and does that. Now, he could bring the artillery up as well, as sort of a backup. But, I don't know. We'll see if that happens. He does have the battlecopter on the field now, so that's definitely going to be playing a role in the upcoming fight. And he goes up and attacks his infantry that just finished the capture on the airport, which is not bad. I mean, it takes it down to 6. But we have another infantry right here. We could potentially go up here and take this guy, I think, down to like, probably like 1 is a safe estimate here. Now, with Nell's luck, it could potentially go all the way down to 0. But we'll see what happens with that. So Shroom, ignoring the tank, goes and attacks this infantry here. That does leave the artillery exposed, so we do have to figure out something about that. But I mean, if Stessi goes in and attacks that artillery, it's gonna be certain doom for the tank, because that guy is not gonna survive this double attack over here. So I don't think he's gonna be doing that. Yeah, he brings the artillery over here, which is fine. Once again, that leaves the HQ sort of exposed though. And I played Stesspela like quite a few times actually, and he's taken a couple wins on me and I've taken a couple wins on him, so he's definitely a crafty guy and he's a thinker. You know, if he spots weakness, he's gonna go for it, right? And I think, like, judging by where he's sort of moving up here, he's covering the comm tower like great at the moment, which is like utterly fantastic. I mean, like I said, you don't want Hawk to be getting that comm tower. That would just be not good. Not good at all. But yeah, nice moves over here. So this infantry is basically, it could go back. We could potentially bring it back here and keep it alive. Whether or not that's like a great move, it's kind of debatable, right? I mean, like I said, we could bring it back. These guys could come over here and attack. But it really just depends on what we build over here as backup, right? Because we're 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Technically, we could bring it here and then back it up with like a tank. But then if we back it up with a tank, we don't have an anti-air to back it up with, right? So we could go tank anti-air over here and then go infantry over here. Could be a possibility for sure. But he doesn't decide to do that. He decides to go in and attack the artillery. So there's 1 damage to the artillery, so we do limit the amount of damage that guy's going to be doing, you know, slightly. So that's not too bad. I think this is mostly just asking for this capture to be interrupted like a little bit farther here, because battlecopter easily clears that, tank easily clears this. I mean, artillery could possibly clear this too, and tank could clear this, which I think is probably what needs to happen at the moment, because it looks like Stessi is getting really close to that HQ, and I mean, don't want somebody to be sitting on your HQ, right? So Shroom's gonna have to move an infantry onto his HQ. He's gonna have to move this infantry probably like down here to reinforce. I mean, the dreams of having the comm tower are basically over at this point. You're not gonna be able to acquire that without some significant presence, because Stessi's already got the chains going down there, right? Buys the anti-air, which is great. Buys the tank up here, which is perfectly fine. And then buys the infantry. Okay, so we do have the counter to the battlecopter, which is great. Battlecopter will be uncontested for at least 1 day. Battlecopter could potentially attack here and then go mid. Could attack the corner. Draw the anti-air in, but then it would have to run away. I think probably... I don't know. You know, I think we would have to send it over here and attack over here. Now, the main reason why I'm thinking that is because if we leave this infantry alone, there is a possibility. Now, I'm not sure what the roles are, but tank and 6 HP infantry, with additional luck, you might be able to clear the HQ, and then you have a clear move onto the HQ here. So that infantry probably needs to be destroyed. Okay, so we're gonna destroy that one, so that's fine. Bring the tank down here, destroy that, and we leave the HQ open. All right, but there's no fresh infantry that can cap the HQ at the moment, so I guess that's not too bad. Doing a little bit more fighting up here, which is perfectly fine. I mean, if we do win the fight up here, then we acquire an airport too, and if you have both airports, then that's like super good too. Alright, anti-air moves in. That is going to force the battlecopter away. And we are acquiring the comm tower. Ooh, and this is a nasty comm tower capture here, because we could go in with battlecopter and interrupt. But we lose battlecopter in the process. So that's a tough one. That's a tough one. It's like, what do you do in that situation, folks? Do you just let Nell have the comm tower, then be a 120% firepower Nell that also can go from 0 to 19% luck? I don't know, folks. Now, Stesspela, I just noticed here, so he doesn't move this tank, which I think is a little bit of a mistake, because we can actually use this tank and attack right here. So if we move the tank right here and clear this infantry here, then this infantry can't be used to interrupt here. His units would be, like, he would be absolutely forced, if he wants to stop the comm tower, to use the battlecopter. And then if you clear the battlecopter out of this, like, little area right here, then you have a free HQ that you can go to. And a Shroom is a little bit of a distance from that HQ at the moment, so you might not be able to get there right away. And Shroom's also going to be occupied buying an anti-air over here because of the battlecopter buy, so that's also another thing. Yeah, so he uses that infantry to interrupt. Now, it does KO his own infantry, which puts him a little bit behind on the unit count. And then we go up and destroy that guy. That's pretty good, you know. That is actually outside of range over here. That wouldn't have been possible if we actually destroyed that infantry, though, because, like I said, he would have been forced to interrupt with that, and then you would have 130% firepower, or 120% firepower. Now, whether or not that's the best move, you know, that's debatable. But either way, so Shroom forced to base skip, buys anti-air, buys tank. A little bit behind in funds at the moment, only 15,000 funds. Almost has a smiley face here. It's kind of like a crooked smiley face of infantry. So, I mean, that's pretty cool. Battlecopter moves in. Tank airport locks itself to take a shot over here, which is perfectly fine. Absolutely no problem in airport locking yourself over here, if your intention is not to buy any air units, you know. Ooh, there is a very high possibility that this comm tower capture is going to go through here. And this 6 HP infantry has just been bullying this artillery over here. He's gotten so many shots off. This guy's sitting at like 7. Oh, what a legend. What an absolute unit. Alright, Stessi sits on his HQ. Yeah, definitely. Keep that guy protected. Got lots of tanks up here now, too, so his position's looking pretty good. Now, these small maps tend to favor COs that have, like, smaller co-powers as well. Because it does take a long time for, you know, Hawk and Von Bolt and all those guys to charge up their co-power meter, whereas the little guys will get their co-powers, like, a lot quicker. So, on small maps like this with really quick reinforcements, like, these little proxy battles here, they matter a lot. So yeah, quick co-powers are a little bit better in my opinion for these kind of maps. Now if you got like a really big map with like high income, then like yeah, you can go with the long powers. You know, you can use your Eagles, you can use your Hawks, your Von Bolts. Those are perfectly fine. And I mean, there's absolutely nothing wrong with playing Hawk on like a map like this too, but yeah, it's just gonna take a little while for him to actually get his co-power, right? So both players have acquired a or not a comm tower, but a transport copter, and they are going to be thinking about going for that that extra comm tower. But Stesspela, he's already got 2 comm towers at the moment, so he doesn't really have to worry about this corner comm tower as much. I mean, he can obviously go and catch it or capture it and just be grim for the rest of the game, which would be incredibly scary. Grim with additional luck. So like a lucky grim. Oh god. Nobody make that as a CO. We don't need a lucky grim in Advanced Wars by Web. Okay, so we're gonna attempt to capture this the city. It's not gonna work because Stessi has a lot of presence here, and this HQ is just HQ is looking vulnerable. It's looking vulnerable, folks. Oh, and Stessi doing a classic Stessi move. I swear to God. I've seen Stess do this move like so much. The old classic Stess sacrifice right here, folks. It's beautiful. So sacrifice, did that just do, look at the damage on this guy. So that's 120% firepower plus luck right there. So just like taking it all the way down to 2, going in. Oh, and he's gonna have a triple. Oh, he doesn't even need a triple. See, normally, COs shouldn't really be able to do this because you're not supposed to be able to guarantee a kill on an HQ with only 2 comm towers. So you technically need 3. But Nell gets to ignore the rules to an extent and just get that HQ capture. Like, look at that. She can just move right through there and walk onto that HQ. And it is just looking mighty dangerous at the moment. Busts out the classy medium tank like an absolute unit, and it is now day 13. Ooh, Shroomy. Shroom has got a sort of predicament on his hands right here. So he's got 2 copters, so he can interrupt the HQ cap. But if he goes in with 2 copters to interrupt the HQ cap, he's got copter and artillery over here to interrupt, or not interrupt, but destroy the copters. So ooh, this is a nasty little situation here. So we bring the units forward, we bring the anti-air out, and we go in for a full send up north. So yeah, we are in danger mode, and we are popping the black wave to do 1 extra damage globally to everything on the map. Okay, great. I see absolutely no problem with that. You know what? You're in dire need of something, so you got to do something for sure. Now, I think Stessi's got a super co-power. Yeah, Lady Luck. Lady Luck, folks, is in the house. So this is the one where her luck can go up to 100%. So let's see. Yep, easy clear. Not much damage right there. Ooh, not much damage right there either. Classy medium tank does not get the feed just yet. Ooh, capture is going down. Ooh, not a huge roll on that guy, but does manage to get the clear regardless. That should be an easy clear, no problem. join caps and then brings the tank wall plus anti-air into position. That right there, that is a GG move, folks. There is nothing that you can do to prevent that. What a beautiful HQ capture over here from Stesspela. Very nice. Very, very well played indeed. And you know, Shroomstah, you had some good movements here, but unfortunately, you know what it really was here is just honestly, once it comes down to it. So Stesspela doing this move right here, I think this was honestly a great move. And this move right here actually shifted the entire tide of battle. So he could send this tank over here, and then Shroom would send his tank over here, causing a fight to happen over here by the HQ. But Stess doesn't do that. Stess actually brings his tank over here, and then brings this tank down here, builds another tank, and double infantry. So now he starts a tank chain right here, which is directed precisely at the HQ. So primary objective, I think, here was Stesspela wanted to acquire the comm tower. And then after that, I mean, the HQ is like literally right there. So all in all, very, very well played by Stesspela. Very, very nice. And I think that was a great match. And like I said, folks, it was kind of a short one here, but I just absolutely love the matchup between Hawk and Nell. And luck is a hell of a drug, folks. So, you know, you gotta watch out for it. Use luck in moderation, because it'll bite you in the butt one day. But hopefully you guys enjoyed that one. I had fun going over it. And if you did enjoy it, consider leaving a like, a comment, or a subscribe. And if you want to support the channel further, you could consider becoming a channel member. But until next time, folks, take care of yourselves, and bye-bye for now.